the Indianapolis Zoo to learn more about the bearded dragon. After all, they're one of the most popular reptiles in the entire world. Come on, let's go. Tell us a little bit more about the bearded dragons. They're native to Australia.
That's correct. There's multiple species of bearded dragons in Australia. Here at the zoo, and what you see mostly in the United States would be the eastern bearded dragon. They get a little bit larger than some of the other species, and they're a very common pet. Now, the bearded dragons that we've had here at the zoo, they were pets at one point, and we said, you know what? They were surrendered. Someone couldn't care for them. Why don't we take them in? We can give them exceptional care here at the zoo. They've all thrived since they've came here. But that's how they came to the Indianapolis Zoo.
They get their name from their flared throat.
Yes, they can draw blood to their throat, which causes it to turn a darker blackish color. And they puff it out really large when they're trying to scare something away that is a threat to them.
They also change colors. What are some of the reasons why?
Now, most people think about a color-changing lizard and they think about chameleons, and they imagine that they're camouflage. But often, lizards, including chameleons, are changing their color to show their mood, or to become darker to absorb more sunlight and warm up, or lighter to absorb less sunlight and cool down. But a lot of times, it's a way to show off their emotional or their hormonal state. Males will get bright colors when it's time to attract the female, for example.
And what about their habitat, what they eat?
What they eat. So bearded dragons are omnivores, which means they're going to be eating insects as well as dark leafy greens, flowers. On occasion, they might eat some fruit, but they're omnivores, so they're going to eat a lot of different things.
Their personality, they can be quite docile, right, and social.
Yeah, they live comfortably with one another, but we do maintain groups that are the same sex. If we have a male and a female together, that kind of gets them all worked up, and you wouldn't want to have two males living together because they might fight each other. So they're not necessarily social with one another naturally very much. But females do live comfortably with one another here at the zoo.
How important is conservation when it comes to the bearded dragon?
Yeah, conservation is exceptionally important to everybody here at the zoo. That's why we are doing what we do. Bearded dragons historically saw a lot of issues with the pet trade, siphoning wild animals out of Australia to flood the demand in Europe, in the United States, and Canada, and Asia. Since then, there's a pretty well-established community of breeders that are producing a lot of bearded dragons for the pet industry domestically. Here in the United States, climate change can be a problem. Habitat degradation can be a problem, and those same things are happening in Australia. There's also invasive animals like domestic cats or foxes that have been introduced to Australia, and those are predators that bearded dragons never evolved to live around, and so they have no defenses against them, and they can be pretty problematic too.
Louis Single with the Indianapolis Zoo, so much great information. We really appreciate it.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you.
Bearded dragons can live to be around 8 years old in the wild. In captivity, they can live to be 15 years old or older. For Pet Pals TV, I'm Renee Jameson.